Energize. Energize.
Shields failing. Shields failing. We are being probed. Shields failing. Shields failing. We are being.
Savage life forms never follow even their own rules. Savage life forms never follow even their own rules. Savage life forms never follow even their own rules.
Welcome to another episode of Trek in the Valley, the non-encyclopedic Star Trek, the Next Generation recap and rewatch podcast. I'm Adam, and I'm here with...
Hey everybody, it's Al. Hirt here. What is up?
Not much, Al. What's up with you, buddy? How are you enjoying the heat wave?
It's pretty awful. I don't know. Just trying to get hydrated and shit. And,
quite punishing.
A lot of people are outside for some weird reason. I mean, I guess a lot of people don't have AC either, so
yeah,
gotta hit the breeze.
Those fucking dirty plebes. Our AC is not great, and by the end of this first episode that we're recording as part of a doubleheader, it's going to be steamy back here. But
gonna have to hit the outdoors, get that breeze.
Yeah, get out in the outdoors of the living room where the old window air conditioner, real fancy around here in Van Nuys. Yeah, so anything else crazy going on? Any good shows coming up?
No, not really. I mean, I took it pretty easy. There was
anything of fucking interest to tell us, Al?
I went to a Wiz Khalifa concert.
Oh, really? You were going to keep that from us? Was it fun?
It was actually pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was just... I don't know what I was thinking it was going to be, but it ended up being way better than I expected. Was there a lot of people there? There's just a lot of rap shows, you know, you hear everybody being late and like they just play 3 or 4 songs and dip. Nah, everybody did their part. Everybody did a really good job.
Were there a lot of people there? Were there a lot of people there honking on that loud?
Oh my God.
Honking on that grass.
It was a YouTube theater, which is connected to SoFi, it seems.
Yeah.
It's like a little corner. Well, not a little corner, but it's just a corner of SoFi. And it was funny with security, you know, the group I was with, we were all like, oh man, we got to hide this and this and that. And they're just, security could care.
They do not give a shit. That's what I like about
it. Was very nice though, the venue.
That's what I like about going to Hollywood Bowl. You just put all your shit in the cooler. And as long as they don't have any metal cans, they're just like, hey, here you go, whatever.
They're looking for crazier shit.
Yeah, they want to stop the tourists. You know, they're trying to stop the tourists who might go to the Wiz Khalifa show.
Yeah, hey, it's possible.
I have a Wiz Khalifa.
Very chill audience, though.
Oh, good. I have a Wiz Khalifa adjacent story. When the week before my wife and I got married, we celebrated. We had like a bachelorette party thing together where she was my fiance at the time, and my best man. We went to Denver, and it was 420 week. Our anniversary is April 23rd, so this was like the weekend before.
Yeah.
And it was, or the week before or whatever, but Wiz Khalifa was doing a 420 show. It was like the second year that weed was legal recreationally in Colorado. Yeah. And it was raining like a motherfucker, and all the shows were canceled. That's not why we didn't go there to see any show. We just went there to like get high and go to the aquarium, and that's basically all we did because it was just rainy and shitty the rest of the time. Couldn't do any of the outdoor.
It's pretty tough.
And it was April, and it was just like sleet. It was really shitty driving out of the time. It was really shitty driving out of Denver. In like the slushy snow.
Yeah.
But I'm used to it. I'm from the north.
It's a combination of like Colorado leaving winter, but then there's a lot of rain and bullshit. And it's just cold enough that it just gets into sleet and snow and crap.
Yeah, we were sliding around pretty good going from place to place. I guess not much has happened to me. I did fall on the disc golf course and I fucked my chest up.
That's crazy.
I was walking and I tripped. I'm usually pretty good at looking at the ground when I'm walking on the disc golf course because of rattlesnakes. I don't want to step on a rattlesnake because I just imagine that's a whole deal with Kaiser. You gotta go to the walk-in and they got to make sure they got the right anti-venom or whatever.
What
and
kind
like
of rattlesnake?
Yeah, because I told you, my brother and I, we were playing Sapwe in Thousand Oaks, like the biggest, craziest course around here, kind of. And we were on the second hole, and I threw a great first shot over all this scrub right into the fairway. And I was walking on my disc, and I got to my disc, and my brother went, "Whoa, dude, you just walked past that rattlesnake." And there's just a gigantic, big, fat rattlesnake laying like right in the middle of the fairway, like 6 feet away from where my disc landed. And so I've been really careful ever since then. And also we left. We were like, well, we're done playing Sapwe until the rattlesnakes go to sleep. We're done here until September. And we have indeed remained done. But still, there's rattlesnakes at all the courses. We just haven't really seen any anywhere else.
Is that like the trick with that being like you ignore them, don't fuck with them, they don't fuck with you kind of deal?
I think if I'd stepped on a rattlesnake, it would have bit the shit out of my balls.
Now,
it would have immediately bit my balls specifically.
Be aware of it. But you were just powering on through.
I was stoked that I threw over the shit. I hate that hole so much. It's a par 4. Sapwe has lots of par 4s. It sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was walking on the disc golf course, and I wasn't paying attention to my footing for like 1 second, and there's all kinds of like tree roots coming out of the fucking ground. You can't just worry about stumps and shit. There's also just like a root. And so I tripped on a root and landed directly on my left tit, like on hard dirt, like hard compacted dirt. And it knocked the wind out of me a little bit, and I didn't smash my face into the ground, but I caught myself with the back of my arm, and my earbud flew out of my ear and like cracked on the ground a little bit. Like I had to like put it back together, and so I'm glad that I didn't like smash all the teeth out of my head and shit, but it didn't really hurt the rest of that day. That was Saturday afternoon, and then because I still played the rest, I played the last 8 holes or whatever the fuck, and then I walked. I played the next morning. I played a couple of rounds, and then I started to feel like in pain.
Yeah.
And then now it's just been getting worse. I think it's starting to get better. But it's been, yeah, there's no like visible bruise yet, but I know right where it would be. It sucks. But feeling better, trying to stretch and still remain active. In spite of hurting myself all the fucking time. I just am constantly, my back hurts. I finally got my back not hurting, and then I fell and
then he fell.
Smashed how do you land on one specific rib? I was
gonna say.
I like landed on a fine point. Like that one on the XY on the Z plane of my body at the time. That was the lowest point somehow. And you know me, I'm like a 6'2.5", 6'3" foot guy.
Yeah,
and I just was trucking. I was like 240, and I just fell at full speed, like just straight down, barely caught myself. It was it'd be pretty funny if anybody saw it, and I'm glad they didn't. I immediately looked around. That's why I had to get up.
The adrenaline from you just getting up,
That's why I had to get up nonchalantly. I had to get up and be like, and I looked around and fucking nobody saw it. And there was people behind me too, because they let me play through. But yeah, so I'm glad that I made it. And with that, good catching up with you, Al. It feels like it's been weeks since we've recorded.
It has been a minute.
Let's kick it off to the first official segment of the hour. What does Al remember? All right, Al, what do you remember about the episode that we discussed on the historic episode 130 of Trek in the Valley last week?
This was a weird episode because there's a lot of drama and stuff, but it's Haven.
Yeah, I knew you were going to get it because you mentioned it beforehand.
I don't know. For as low as I rated it, it did still kind of stick with me in a sense that it kind of just like sticks out in terms of, it's very more romantic and soap opera heavy compared to a lot of the other episodes.
Mm-hmm.
But it's basically Deanna Troi possibly gets married, and then the husband or the guy to be the
they call it a fiance.
The fiance.
Yeah.
He shows up and he's like, "Wait, you're not blonde. You're not the girl I drew."
What?
She's like, "What?" And then all this crazy shit happens, and by the end of the episode, lo and behold, we find the blonde lady, and I guess these people had like a disease or something that they came in on, and then the planet that they were coming to is even paranoid and like sending hailing frequencies to the Enterprise, being like, "Stop this terrorist ship! They're gonna kill all of us.
They're gonna kill us with their
and this terrorist ship
COVID-19."
Yeah. And the ship was like, "We could literally care less about them. We really just wanted this guy."
Fake news.
And the fiance's like, "Okay, I'm not going to go on their ship. I'm just going to, shoot over some supplies." And then he goes on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Dad. Kind of had to. This has been kind of my calling for my whole life. Bye."
Yeah.
But I don't know. Does he help them find a cure? Does he mention that? Do they live?
He's gonna try.
Yeah, but
he's leaving with them. They're on a plague ship.
There are like 12 people left. It was interesting.
Yeah, they are. I can't remember what they were called, but they had they were the last of a plagued species that were spacefaring. And yeah, they were just going to this Haven planet to die. And
they were trying to find an island on Haven to die.
Yeah, we just need some
so
nice.
Weird.
It's so funny because the guy was like, "We just need a nice peninsula by the sea where we can live out our lives and die." It's like, oh, so not only are you bringing your plague ass to our planet, but you're gonna demand like nice real estate, like you want to live by the sea? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
Die
like,
in the middle of nowhere.
Are you fucking kidding me, bro? No, you're not.
Have some views.
No. But they figure it out.
They also pass by a bunch of fucking M-class planets on the way, I'm sure.
Yeah, and that's I like that episode because it was like a play. Like it's like a drawing room comedy with all the Lakshwana Troy stuff and Lurch and all that good shit.
There is the big part too that we both love, the I don't know, I was going to say three-way, but the three-character part between Troy, Riker, and
Wyatt.
Wyatt, that's his name. And the, what's it called? The holodeck.
In the holodeck.
Yeah, that scene really stood out.
And they it's very cool. I liked it a lot. And we get to see Riker in all kinds of different states of emotional distress.
We got some humor, too, with Deanna Troy's mom.
Yeah, she's a bit of a wild card. She's sort of
first appearance, right?
Yes, it is the first appearance of Lakshwana Troy. She's a bit of a Samantha, if I was going to put it in the parlance of our time. That's the Kim Cattrall one, right? Yeah. So that's what. So that's what Al remembered.
Thank you.
And that is, some people are saying that is the most anticipated 5 minutes in Star Trek podcasting every week, what Al remembers. And that brings us to this week's episode. Of course, you mentioned last week we talked about Haven. This week we're talking about an episode titled The Big Goodbye. And this is episode 132 of our fucking podcast. Or no, this is episode 131 of our podcast. That's pretty cool. And it's The Big Goodbye, season 1, episode 12 of Star Trek: The Next Generation. Another one written by Mel Torme's son, Tracy Torme.
This feels like another one of those what if mafia situations.
Oh my god!
It's also like more creative, I feel.
We'll get into it because I've got all kinds of. They should have just gone to a mafia planet.
Oh really?
I
don't know.
I get
a bit
it.
Pointless idea.
The holodeck. They're like, hey, now we don't have to have them go to a 1940s planet. And I like the going to the 1940s planet. We'll cover that in a minute.
You start feeling the gimmick.
So this
kind of the formula set.
Yeah, you can feel how they're going to learn. And it's funny because usually you learn in the holodeck. They learn something that helps them deal with what's going on outside in the real world. But not this time. Picard just already had the shit memorized. And this episode was directed by Joseph L. Scanlon. And that reminds me of What's that? What's that? The
Ex Machina.
Yes, Ex Machina.
X-Men.
Yeah, Ex Machina. The D&D show. What the fuck is that called?
Oh.
So anyway, it reminds me of Scanlan from that D&D cartoon show that's very good.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
And let's see here.
It's like Machina X.
Yeah, something like that. I don't fucking know. Oh, Vox Machina. The Legend of Vox Machina.
Vox Machina.
They are adventurers. Okay. Anyway, that was a good diversion. Good job, us. We'll get a potty for that one. That's the Podcasting Awards for riffing. The air date for this episode was January 11th, 1988. Hey, Happy New Year. This is our first 1988 episode.
Yeah.
Happy New Year a week ago or 11 days ago. And the Paramount Plus synopsis is when the holodecks malfunction, the captain and 3 crew members become trapped in San Francisco, 1941, where they are held hostage by murderous gangsters.
Okay.
This episode is the big goodbye.
That summary, man.
Fucking love it, dude. And it doesn't cover, it doesn't 100% give it away, but it definitely does to a degree. So, Al, I need you to explain to me what the fuck is the Enterprise doing at the beginning of this episode this week? After they're zooming around out there, zipping around.
Yeah, they're meeting up with an alien race with a very tricky language.
Yeah.
And in order to honor them and to respect their culture, they have to, the captain has to practice kind of this introductory speech in their language.
It's a reverse My Fair Lady.
Yeah.
He's the Eliza Doolittle.
I feel like this is First Contact vibes too, but it's also because the alien race is more powerful than them. Like they've already learned warp or whatever.
Yeah, so this is an alien.
I feel like it's not like a First Contact where it's like, oh, they're clearly superior and they think that they're gods, you know?
Yeah, this is the type of alien race. This is an alien race that the Federation has offended them in the past by getting their greeting wrong, and that ship was like destroyed by the bug aliens. They're bugs.
Yeah.
And
That's
Troy,
right.
They're bug people. They have a very precise greeting. It's like something out of Futurama. And Troy is teaching Picard the bug language, which is like, how is she?
Is she communication?
How does she know? She's not. But she's just, how does she know the bug language? And Picard is getting frustrated. He kind of knows it. It seems like he knows it. And it ends up doing it just fine, we find out at the end.
Yeah, I think it's part of that whole gimmick, and I've read this, on the internet as I've, studied through school and all that, where it's like, if you studied well enough, you take a break the day before.
Oh, yeah.
Supposedly, you're just supposed to fucking kick it the day before.
So I'm like,
that's fucking crazy. And I've done it once or twice, and it's worked. But
I thought you were going to say, in all of my reading for this podcast, and I was like, oh my God, dude, stop doing that. If you are, it doesn't show. And so she tells Picard, Troy goes, take a break, hit the holodeck. We got that new program that you've been looking forward to. And he's like, Dixon Hill, it's a private investigator thing. And this is
so cool.
This is the private investigator. I think they do other Dixon Hill episodes in the future.
For sure, they're setting this up.
It's a 1940s San Francisco private detective. You meet his sassy secretary. And then there's a dame waiting for him in his office, and he's dressed in his uniform, which to them would seem like pajamas or something.
Yeah, she calls him a bellboy, actually.
Yeah, and then he
looks like a nerd.
Did you lose a bet or something?
Yeah, right.
And then he walks in, and there's a beautiful woman who looks like 1987 Parker Posey, kind of.
Oh yeah,
1988 Parker Posey, and she's waiting, smoking a cigarette, being all mysterious, and she asks for his help. And then it cuts to the opening credits.
And she's like, I think somebody wants to kill me.
I think somebody wants to kill me. So if I turn up dead after the opening credits, it's going to be your fault.
Dun, dun, dun.
Bam, bam, bam. And so the episode opens proper with a good title card the big goodbye over an awesome shot, a craning up shot of the Enterprise. And Picard is talking about, he's doing a captain's log in his head about how real the Enterprise is, or how real the holodeck is.
Yeah.
And this woman, let's see, who is it here? But do I not have the right episode? No, Lawrence Tierney, there he is. It's Rhonda Aldridge playing Madeline. Mm-hmm. So, or is that the secretary? At any rate,
that might be the secretary.
Carolyn Alport is Jessica Bradley. Anyway, this lady is saying, hey, whatever your fee is, I'll pay it. I want you to find out who's trying to kill me. He quotes her $20 a day plus expenses. And then he's like, I haven't said yes yet. I'm fucking mysterious. And she gives him a smooch, and she's like, if it's Red Block, you must have what he's looking for. Because he's trying to kill me, maybe. And here's a retainer in advance. It's all very
stereotypical.
It's all very 1940s.
Very straightforward.
It read all the Dixon Hill books, and it made a good little holodeck program.
It's just Dick Tracy, right? Is
Dixon Hill.
No, but like the analogy to like
it's
real,
like
what are those books called?
There's
like hundreds of
private
series,
investigator books, pulp novels,
noir.
Noir. That's what you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Film noir.
But I've heard of. Is there a character though, Dick Tracy? Is that like?
Well, there's a character, detective? Dick Tracy. He's like a superhero kind of. He doesn't have any superpowers, but he like fights villains that are all disfigured and shit. Oh. He was played famously by Warren Beatty in ill-fated 1988 film Dick Tracy of the same name.
I'll gotta watch it.
We'll have to watch it for a bonus episode or something. But yeah, Dick Tracy he was a comic strip in the newspaper. And then a comic book, and then eventually it was a thing. And there's a funny story about that. Every year, every so many years, like every 5 years, Warren Beatty has to like make something regarding Dick Tracy to keep the fucking property. Rights.
Yeah.
And so he just does like a Zoom call where he's dressed like Dick Tracy, talking as Dick Tracy, and it's just to keep the copyright. It's
nice.
so baller. And so Picard is like, I am not dressed properly. And he's like, I'll be back, computer. And he leaves. And then this little pipsqueak guy, some kind of shady looking feller, walks in looking for Dixon Hill. And then Picard turns the holodeck off.
Yeah, he just leaves. And go ahead.
No, I'm just going to say, cut to Picard ranting like somebody who's explaining cocaine to their friends.
Yeah, he's geeking
He's
out.
just like, oh my God, I saw automobiles. I looked out. And Worf is like, automobiles?
Yeah. That's such a great mispronunciation.
Automobiles? I didn't really get the mispronunciation until the captioning.
Automobiles.
So they're doing a round table. Walk us through the scene, Al.
Oh, so basically it's a senior staff meeting, but I mean, it's just Picard just geeking out over all those 40s aesthetics, and he goes, I looked outside and I could have seen one of those, and Data's like, a city block? And he's like, yes, a block. That's what it's called.
City block.
It was amazing.
And
I could smell gas.
And then
cigarettes.
And then Beverly Crusher. Right, yes, it stunk like loose women and cigarettes and laudanum. And he goes, and then Beverly Crusher gets up and he's got lipstick on his face, which is, I don't know how there'd be lipstick on his face, right? Because if it's a hologram,
it would dissolve.
You'd think it would leave when he, but so how they explain the holodeck in this series is it's like it uses the transporter to actually make the shit out of like probably their shit and stuff, the same way the transporter does it,
quote unquote
organic material
waste.
and so I guess so he's got like shit lipstick on his face, maybe. I can't remember when they explained it. I think oh God, I don't want to be wrong for our listener.
Who cares?
In Deep Space Nine, I thought they called it hard light holograms, or Voyager.
Yeah.
Voyager, isn't he?
Hard light holograms.
HL or HRL?
That's right,
HLR.
Do you know? I was thinking about we could tie this episode to that doctor
HLH.
in Voyager. And he gets that belt and shit.
Yeah, Picardo.
And then he can walk around freely and stuff.
He got a little patch on his arm. Lets him do what he wants.
Fuck.
And
That's
then
such a good doctor.
Crusher is wiping the fucking the lipstick off the shit lipstick off his face, and he's like, "You should come with me." And she's like, "Oh well, maybe I will come with you." And he's like, "Yeah, that'd be great." And then also we should bring that fucking historian Lieutenant McNary with us. He knows more about Dixon Hill than I do. And Crusher's like, "Oh, I kind of thought you were asking me out on a date. And now you've invited this lieutenant with." And then Data's like, "Hey, I'd love to go with." And then he's like, "Okay, Riker, go ahead with the briefing." So they basically spent all that time before the meeting. It's like if your boss is explaining like, "Oh, I've got the best thing for us all to do.
This is so awesome, guys.
I fucking love it." And then he's like, Anyway, Riker, tell us what's going on. What are we actually here for?"
Please. Yeah.
And so he's saying that mispronunciation of the bug greeting caused a 20-year rift with the Federation, and all the captain has to do is say exactly the right thing with exactly the right tone, or else they're all going to get killed. And Data goes, "We are all well aware of the tape of the last Federation ship to come in contact with the Juradan." That's what they're called, the Juradan.
The Juradan.
And he goes, "What happened when their captain offended him?" And everybody's like, "Captain Picard is familiar with the tape." Data. And Data's trying to get them to watch the tape.
Yeah.
And he's like, "We're not going to... I've got to..." And the whole time, you could see it in Picard's eyes, right? That he was just thinking, "I got to get back to that fucking holodeck, bro."
Yeah. Data's like, "We got to know, though, how we can die."
And then Data is like, Data cut to Data walking with Geordi. And he's like, why wouldn't the captain want to watch all those people get killed again?
And review the material.
Right? And then Data also invited himself along. And Geordi says, "Data, when you've seen the Juradan react once, you don't ever want to see it again."
Yeah, and also, too, though, Data in the meeting was like, "Okay, yeah, we'll tell that science officer to come with us to the holodeck." And, Picard's like, "Data, don't tell him. Invite him. This is a recreational activity."
Yeah, that's right.
And it's like, yeah, that's right. You forget that. I don't know. Picard's just such a hard ass. You forget that, like, he takes breaks. They'll show it obviously more and more.
Right.
And the whole meme of him being like, "I can't be around children."
Right.
That's like really funny.
Yeah, and Geordi basically explains because Data's confused about Dixon Hill, and he's like Geordi's like, Sherlock Holmes. He's basically like the Sherlock Holmes of the 20th century. His modus operandi was not dissimilar, and Data says worth investigating. They do a little indubitably dibbity bobbity back and forth referencing Sherlock Holmes.
Data's like, "Okay, I'll look into it."
By the great author of Sherlock Holmes, Orson Scott Card, and then Data goes in and says, "All right, I'm going to read every Dixon Hill book."
Yeah, he goes, "Computer, get me all the information on the fictional character Dixon Hill."
These
just all these books.
The first book is called The Long Dark Tunnel.
Yo,
just like in a writer's room, that was the absolute first one. Like usually they kick out a bunch of different names. I love that Data has to, it's like microfiche kind of. It's just showing him, well, it's like an Amazon e-reader. It looks like, what were those?
Yeah,
Kindle?
right.
It looks like two Kindles next to each other on the screen. And I love how Data can't just plug the data into his head. He's literally got to read every page as it goes.
It's like him copying and pasting in his head.
Yep. And now we've got Picard dressed properly for the occasion, and Dr. Crusher is going to join shortly. We got Mr. Whalen, not Lieutenant Dan Bell. And then we've got Data's going to show up all dressed up. He does. And Data's got a dumb voice that he's doing. It's cringe, but I love it.
Of course, he's got to blend in.
And he almost blends out. He's even more he's even more gangster coded in how he talks than like Lawrence Tierney is at the end.
Yeah.
And so Dr. Crusher's meeting them in there later, which is kind of weird. Like, just wait. Like,
yeah, it seemed really bizarre that they couldn't wait or
isn't that going to split? Isn't that going to split the computing power needed by the frickin' holodeck? And so everybody's treating him like Dixon Hill. They're walking around. Oh, that's the guy from Gremlins.
Yes.
The guy from Gremlins that gets the Gremlins attack him and they drive a bulldozer into his house. That's the guy from Gremlins. And so we got Wayland, we got Data, we got Picard. They're all at a newsstand talking about 1940s stuff. They're talking about hurlers, and they're getting all confused about what time period they are and what sports are important. And then, oops, what do we see in the paper, Al?
That lady that was talking at the beginning, she was murdered.
Dead as hell.
Dun, dun. And Picard's like, I should have listened to her.
Yeah, and also, you just rewind the program, bro.
Yeah, right? You can just press restart, my man.
I love that. And it's like, Picard is like, she told me that she was in trouble and I didn't listen and now she's dead. And Wayland is like, Captain, she's a page from a book. Why don't give a fuck about her?
Snap back to reality.
Well, that's not what I'm pointing it out more like. I feel like that Wayland guy is just going to start killing people and be like, they're not real. Look. And he's just like knife fucking somebody in the neck. Just like, look, he's not even a real paper boy. I can I
have to report this to Starfleet.
Look, it's just like,
Wayland, no.
Look, it's like stabbing a bag of wet kitty litter. It's nothing. He's not real.
Jeez.
She's a page from a book. That's all she ever was. And Wayland is smiling like, Picard, Captain Picard, you dumb motherfucker.
You gotta at least feel bad, blend in.
Yep. And then the cops kind of show up and they kind of rough around. So here's the thing. These are cops, right? Oh, and they keep saying Data says he's from South America. That's how he explains how fucking goofy he looks. Yeah. And he goes, this big cop that they meet is like, when you're in my town, you keep your nose clean. And Data rubs his nose. It's very funny.
Yeah.
And these are cops who don't like Dixon Hill because Dixon Hill used to work as a cop or something.
But then he went independent.
Yeah. And then they arrest him. They basically say, you're coming downtown for the murder of Jessica Bradley.
Because his card was in her pocket.
Oh, what?
Or in her purse.
What a terrible place for your card to be found, Dixon Hill. I love how the B story in this episode is just people on the ship. They're basically going, man, we got these bugs. All right, well, anyway, and then eventually the holodeck goes crazy. But before the holodeck goes crazy, it's just them walking around being like, yeah. So anyway, these bugs are going to show up. So they're being probed now by the Gerada, most likely at a long range. Riker's got the con.
Pretty brave.
And then
he's like, fuck it, just open the hailing frequency.
Well, first, they get a crazy purple scan that does some badness to the holodeck. And the holodeck's fucked up because the door it just opens and closes and it won't stop opening and closing.
And there's nothing projecting inside. It's just an empty room. It looks sketchy.
Then they get a transmission on the bridge from the Gerada, which is like, you're not supposed to talk to them beforehand, I don't think, right? Like, I thought they were supposed to give some very specific greeting. And the Gerada is like speaking in English, and he's like, hey, yeah, what's going on? And the bug lady's like, you're not the captain. And they're like, no, the captain's not here. Because we're doing our fucking, he's on the holodeck. I think we should meet screen to screen. And she's like, you offend us. We will not show ourselves to mere subordinates. We await your captain's greetings with growing unrest. I don't like when people schedule something and then they're mad when you're not early. That fucking pisses me off, dude. And these bugs, and not only are they bug people, which, let's be honest, if I'm out in space, I don't want to be a racist, but if I had to be a racist, it would be most easy to be racist against bug people, because yuck, yeah. And so and because why are they hassling you? You know when we're gonna meet? And now the holodeck is glowing purple, clearly broken, and the door opens and closes and opens and closes, and Dr. Crusher is like trying to time it so she doesn't get crushed by the doors. And I think that she probably at that point should have just gone down to engineering and been like, hey, there's something fucked up with the holodeck, and since it has the power to kill people if things go wrong in there, we want to be careful. She
kind of just like hops over and awkwardly like skips through the doors.
Yep. and she's dressed like an absolute knockout of the era.
Yeah.
Data's talking like an absolute wanker. He's saying that Picard's on ice. He's being grilled. And then she's like, what is he, a fish? And oh boy, we're going to have a lot of this fun with this, aren't we? And he goes, Wayland's like, he's being interrogated. They think he committed a murder. And she goes, why aren't we all being interrogated? We should go in and help him.
Yeah, right. She's like, this is interesting.
This shithead's never even seen a fucking Law and Order.
Yeah, and then she's like, what do we do? And the guy's like, well, just wait.
And so, yeah, they're in a police station. She sits down next to another beautiful lady, and she crosses her legs like the beautiful lady does. And she's like, I want to look hot like that lady. And it's so funny because it's like, we're going to get into the third wheel nature of Mr. Wayland and Mr. Data here.
Yeah.
And Picard's being grilled, and he's like, you're very good. You really look like the part. I mean, he goes, I've read this all. It's absolutely as it should be. And then Geordi is trying to contact Captain Picard because they want to just, like, get him and get it over with, you know?
Yeah.
They're like, fine, just go get the fucking captain out of his Vigi game room, and we'll have him contact the bugs, and we'll be done with the first leg of this hellhole of a trip. And we just want to get back to our weekend with our step kids. And so then Geordi can't communicate with anybody in the holodeck, and they can't turn off the holodeck. And Riker's gonna head down, and Wesley is like, hey, I know about the holodeck, please let me come and help. And then Riker's like, I'm sure Geordi can do it, you fucking idiot. And then Troy is like, hey, he's probably worried about his mom who's trapped inside the evil holodeck right now. And Picard's getting grilled, and he gets up and he says, I actually do need to get out of here. And he can't make an exit. Let's see what happens. Because does he try to... Oh, he doesn't try to make the exit yet.
No, he eventually gets released, I think.
He does, but we get this great scene of Crusher trying to kind of mimic the hot lady of the time and what she's doing with her makeup. And all the while, we've got this kind of creepy cop leering at her. And it's fucking great, dude. He's watching her, primming and pampering, and he is so funny, dude, because she says something on your mind, and he says, yeah, but I'm not sure it can be repeated in mixed company.
Jeez.
And then she says, I know, what does he say? This is one of my favorite lines, dude. I'm gonna use this as a quote. He gives her a piece of gum. Right? And she takes it, and he says, you're a pretty hep looking broad. And she goes, is that good? And he goes, it ain't bad. I think it's like one of the funniest fucking lines they've ever had in the series. She goes, is that good? And he goes, it ain't bad. He invites her to Tommy Dorsey at the dance.
She's like, okay, cool.
Cut to Riker, Geordi, Wesley desperately looking through a little looking glass. Is he looking into do you think he's looking into the holodeck? Wesley's looking through these little binoculars.
No, it's like maybe
he's looking at the circuitry or something.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh yeah, he's looking at the chips. Yeah, Wesley's I would love to see these old sets, man. They're just over there in the Paramount lot. Probably we could just drive by the building. We could drive by the Quonset where they're sitting with a bunch of mice. And Picard is still getting roughed up. They say, we're cutting you loose, dicks. And one of them is like used to be his partner when he was on the Force. And they say, you know, you're dealing with Red Block, Dixon. Oh, and then Picard smokes a hollow cigarette and coughs. It's really great.
Yeah. And he's like, this is strange.
Anywho, he goes, I've got other duties, and his cop buddy is like, blonde or brunette? And he goes, what does he say? He goes, he says it's the Enterprise, but how he does it is fucking great. He goes, she's a lady, all right, and her name is Enterprise.
Yeah, and then the cop friend's like, sounds like a working girl to me.
Yeah, he thinks that he calls the Enterprise a sex worker.
Yeah, he's like, that's weird.
Fucking Wayland the historian.
Sounds like a stripper.
Every time they walk
Enterprise.
by... Right? Every time they walk by Wayland the historian, he's like looking at a light fixture. He's like, oh, this lamp is so rad. Not like talking to people or anything. He's like looking at a lamp. I love it. So Picard and Crusher have a very sexually charged moment, and then of course Data's gonna bust his little head in and break it up. And she goes, "Do you have time? Do we have time to see your office?" And he goes, "Absolutely, why not? The bugs can wait." And then the two guys horn in. Wayland's like, "Hey, can we come with?" And Data's like, "Yeah, me too, boss. I'd love to take a gander." And so they go to his office. And here we go. We got this guy, Mr. Leach. He's the dude that was in Dixon's office at the beginning when he left the holodeck the first time.
Picard got out,
and he's saying, "Hey, you're being rude. Introduce me to your charming companions." And then he takes out a gun. Oh,
he's like,
shit!
It'll have to wait. I have your attention now. Kind of deal.
So they're shooting the shit, right? Not shooting the shit. So outside the fucking in the hallway, Geordi, Riker, Wesley trying to break in, trying to figure out turning off the holodeck, and inside these dumb motherfuckers, Picard and company, the away team of this episode, they don't know that shit's as fucked up as it's fucked up. They don't even know.
Nope.
They don't know yet. So they're laughing about this guy holding a gun on him. And Wayland is like, "I'll take care of this." And the guy shoots him in the stomach and he actually gets shot.
And he's like, "It's supposed to be fake. They're not real. They're not real." And then he passes out.
And looks pretty fucking real to me. And then Picard knocks the gun out of Mr. Leach's hand and just backhands him in his stupid face.
He snaps into action mode immediately.
And Leach says, "I'm going to go get Mr. Redblock. We're going to fuck you up." And they can't make an arch.
Uh-oh. And so then it's funny, too. You see Picard and Data just run around the hallway. And
Computer,
just like,
computer, exit. He would say arch now. That's what they say. Arch. They go, arch, when in Lower Decks, when Boimler is playing Mark Twain. Arch.
But the captain even goes, "Computer, this is the captain."
And this is what
exit.
this is what I'm confused about, Al. Because they're saying that they can't just blast the fucking door of the holodeck open, because if they do, it will corrupt the program and
kill everyone
inside. That all vaporize. I don't understand why that would be anything that the holodeck could ever do.
Right.
If everything in the holodeck, it would just go away, and they should be standing in the room like, wow, that was really something else.
Yeah, I mean, we see it happen in live action when fucking Wesley messes with the controls in the holodeck. You see it snap the snow and then snap back.
Yeah, that's at the end. I love it. And now, so basically, they're trying to find their way out of the holodeck from the inside. Picard pulls the power supply for a lamp, and Data's confused as to why the lamp went out. And here we go. This is where we meet Mr. Cyrus Redblock, the big bad.
Cyrus Redblock.
This is Lawrence Tierney, who he played the boss in Reservoir Dogs. He was in a classic episode of Seinfeld as Elaine's dad, and he's in 100 million other movies and TV shows. He's fucking great, and he's a great mob boss. If they made a Daredevil or a Punisher show, like a TV show in the 80s, he definitely would have played Kingpin. Yeah. And it's him and one of his goons and Mr. Leach, and they're looking for something. He doesn't say what it is. He's just like, "I know you've got it, Dixon." And they're like, "Why would you keep it here?" And this guy's gonna die. And they all go back and forth. And basically and then Dixon's ex-partner shows up and he gets pulled into it.
Yeah, it's a lot of cheesy lines too, because it's the 1940s thing. His friend walks in and he's like, "I saw your light on. I figured you were still working. Seems like it looks that way. Did you forget to take the trash out?"
Yeah, and then he gets bonked. Right? And I don't understand.
It's so silly. He's like pausing for laughs.
Why doesn't Data just break all their necks?
Yeah, I don't know. Data could just run in hyperspeed, just
break
and
all
just
their
snap
necks,
their legs and fingers.
Yeah, and so they're saying that Data looks like he's a weirdo, and he goes, "Where were you hatched?"
Where? Hatched. That's a good one. I haven't heard that.
Where were you hatched? He goes, South America. I've never seen anything like you, Lawrence Tierney says.
He's like, I've been around this whole world.
And Picard is trying to explain it to them. He's trying to say, we're from a world in the future. This isn't real. You're all holograms. We're on the bridge of a fucking spaceship. I'm not Dixon Hill. You were never my partner. And they just go back and forth. Nobody believes them, right?
No, and it's pretty good too, though, because Data at first is like revealing, some of the cracks, and you hear Beverly Crusher in the back go, Data. And he's like,
right.
But you're not real. You're not even here.
You're not even here. You're just
you
a bunch of
exist.
You're just a bunch of blips and boops.
Yeah, and it starts freaking everybody out.
I love that Mr. Leach is like, we gotta shut this guy up. He's making me fucking crazy, man. I don't want to be a hologram, Mr. Red Block. And he goes, we've got to test this theory. We should shoot one of them. They say that they're going to kill the woman. And I love this shot of Mr. Leach. He's holding a tiny little gun an inch away from Beverly Crusher's head.
Yeah, as if the bullet doesn't need the travel at all.
Absolutely hilarious. And I love all this acting between Lawrence Tierney and whoever plays Picard. What's his name? Patrick Stewart. Yeah, actually, they're both heavy hitters, going back and forth.
I
love it.
Acting chops.
And he goes, make your thoughts fruitful and your words eloquent. I don't have to tell you what happens if you fuck up. I'm going to shoot this doctor lady you got here. And so they're basically saying Picard is trying to negotiate a way for them to help them get out of the holodeck, basically. And Wesley says, look, I've got an idea. There's something that I could do where if I don't do it right, everyone inside could vanish. And he goes, do you need more time to study it? And Wesley's like, I don't know whether we do it now or later. It's the same risk. I'm not going to know how to flip the switch better in a little while. And so Riker gives Wesley the go-ahead to do something that might kill his own mom and the captain of the ship. And this is where Wesley's tinkering. And you see on the inside of the holodeck, it's like all the characters arguing. Picard is just explaining the holodeck to Lawrence Tierney, basically. And
Lawrence Tierney's like, what's a computer?
What's a computer room?
And Data's like, a computer is a pizza machine that
and then it
takes a bunch of ones and zeros.
And then it becomes snowy. It becomes like a wintry fucking snow plane. And then that's done, and then the door opens. There you go.
I feel like it's strange that they're fixing the holodeck at one place, thinking you'd think that would be the front door, but
you'd think they would come out right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're not there. Why aren't they outside?
Maybe there's different entrances to the holodeck.
I feel like when they actually...
Wouldn't they be at all the entrances? I don't know. Anyways.
Good catch, Al. Why in the fuck isn't... Well, maybe because it's in engineering. Maybe the panel is in engineering, but I thought they were right outside the door.
And this is just such a weird bit, because it's like, not bit, but it's like, scenario, because the entire time Picard and all of them are like, hey, you're not real. You're a program. We just made you for fun. This is the real world. Like, we don't know what's going to happen if you go outside.
Oh, yeah. So then...
And none of them believe him.
Yeah.
And they're just like, we're going to take over this world.
Yeah, basically, Lawrence Tierney is like, that's it. We're going to kill everybody here, and I'm going to kill a cop. And he goes, you can't get away. And the other cop is like, you can't get away with killing a cop. He's like, I've done it before, motherfucker. Fuck you. And he says, bon chance, mon ami, our destiny awaits. And him and Mr. Leach walk into the hallway.
Just walk.
And they just hilarious. This is like a classic bit. Lawrence Tierney, one of the great tough guy character actors of all time, standing in a hallway on the Enterprise, disappearing as his hard light hologram, or his whatever they call it in this, breaks up. And he goes, they can't do this. Don't they know who I am? I'm Cyrus Redblock. You can't make me disappear. And there it is.
Yeah, and then it just gets immediately resolved because Data just starts to kick ass.
Data punches Redblock's other guy. Data pick up Mr. Whalen, take him to sickbay. He does. Crusher goes with them. And then there's a great little scene between Picard and his partner, Lieutenant McNary, who's played by Gary Armanic, who's another good character actor that's in a lot of shit.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, so I'm not real? And he's like, are my kids waiting for me at home right now? Or when you leave, are we all going to disappear until the next time you come back? And Picard's like, honestly, I don't fucking know, right? He's like, I wish I could take you with me, but you're just going to fucking evaporate when I leave. Peace out.
Yeah, this felt like very reminiscent of Black Mirror and like, you know, people having alternate realities and like fun, like, I don't know. I guess a good comparison is like people who play online a lot and are terminally online, and they're like,
oh, I've done MMOs.
You spend time in that world, and like I learned in a college where it's like some philosophers say like the time that you spend doing something kind of makes that real. Where it's like it's like the time you've put into something makes that thing real. And like I guess the analogy too is like, you know, people that are obsessed with WWE fucking shit, it's like they've put so much time and dedication into the fandom, like it's real to them at that point. You know, they believe the fantasy so much. Where it's like Picard's like having a good time and like he's saying, I wish I could take you with me to something that technically doesn't exist, right?
I think I think wrestling might not be the best analogy for that, because I think most wrestling fans know it's not real and whatever. They're more like, they just get mad about like it's not fake in the right way.
That's true.
But it is definitely like people who play MMOs, like massive multiplayer online RPGs.
The other one is, I don't know if you've heard of it, the whole EVE thing. There was like a big EVE battle.
EVE Online.
And there was like a 5-year war, 6-year war.
That's all
like
too much.
Millions and like time. Like they put time and technically money, right, into that thing. What makes it not real? You know, it's really weird because it's technically not physically there, right?
Yeah, it's not
like
real.
The holodeck.
It's not real. The
holodeck
like
the
also
human
isn't
experiences make it real. I don't know. It's like it's this weird.
It's emotionally engaging, like a movie. That's like saying like if I watch Royal Tenenbaums and I cry, that doesn't make Royal Tenenbaums real. Right, it just makes me a huge fucking baby.
It's the, what is it called? I guess it's just the time and the experience that you spent in that reel, but not the actual thing
it's
itself.
like you've invested. Yeah, I totally get it. It's called like, it's like, it happens to otaku in Japan who like spend all their time online.
That's true.
Like I totally get shit. People who are in social media, everything.
That's true.
You can, anything can become a heightened reality. But yeah, so then this is the best part, because the whole time these bugs have been like, your captain better show up and fucking talk to us in exactly the right way. Picard doesn't even change into his uniform. He just walks onto the bridge and delivers the most hilarious monologue of greeting to these bug people. And it's...
everyone's like holding their breath too, staring at Picard.
And... I don't know if I'm being racist by thinking it sounds racist, but it's like it sounds kind of like it's being racist about. It's just a weird appropriation of language sounds. I don't know. Well, we don't. We don't want to run the risk of. But yeah, so it's very funny. Go listen to the bug greeting. It's great.
Yeah, we'll leave that for you guys.
And the bugs didn't even want to hang out. The bugs, all they wanted was that greeting. They're done. That's it. That's the whole thing. And then Geordi's like, so Data, how was it? And Data starts telling the story. He's like, it was a rainy day in the city by the bay. And Picard's like, shut up, Data. Shut up. What does he say? Data. He just says, Data.
Yeah, he's like, sorry, sir.
Take us out of orbit. That's it. They're gone. I like
how Data still has his fit, too.
And then what does Picard say instead of engage? He says, step on it.
Ooh.
But they never rode in a car. They should have had him ride in a car and say, step on it.
I don't know, man. This is where it's like...
a lot of that holodeck scene took place in that one office.
2 places. It's the bank and the office, right?
Yeah, not the bank. It did look like a bank.
The police station.
The police station looked like a motherfucking bank, bro. It really did.
I think it was a bank and they just called it a police station.
In a different TV show,
Maybe.
Yeah. All right, so that is the big goodbye. Al, what'd you think? That's how we always start the little wrap up.
I don't... like holodeck, it felt hollow, you know, as in like this was we had an A plot, but I just maybe more cool shit could have happened in the Dixon Hill world.
The holodeck parts of it seemed really small.
Yeah, and especially since we were like, it just took place in 2 locations. I mean, the funniest part is when Picard totally resolves the whole bug issue in, a second, because he already has it memorized. And it goes back to what I was saying about, like, if you studied the whole time, you can just take a day off right before the test, then you'll be fine. Which is crazy to think about, but I guess it like tricks your brain into like resetting, so then that way when you pick it up again, you already know all your and then all your friends aren't killed by bugs. Yeah, exactly.
That's what they always told me about studying.
That was the thing, though, that I think that they had to write that in order to raise the stakes. Otherwise, it just wouldn't have like hit. I mean, they could have done more fun things in the Dixon Hill world, but I think they're just like, this is a very precursor feels.
In the future,
and
we
the
get
speech at the end didn't feel nice. It was a good conversation, but it wasn't like, we barely met the guy. He was like, I wish I could have taken you with me. And it's like, what are you talking about? Like, we barely saw you.
But Picard knows him from reading the Dixon Hill books. Right.
He's like, oh, you're such a good character.
I like that Waylon lived. I assumed that he was going to die. I was
Me too.
I was like, all right, so they're going to bring this one guy. When as soon as Picard said, I was watching it with my wife, Picard said, get that lieutenant that does all the historian, get him. And I was like, oh, that guy's dead, D'Amago style.
Yeah.
Okay, so I loved how Data had to look at the pages as he was reading. Like, he's probably just like, God, I wish we could just wirelessly transmit this data into my computer brain somehow. I like how they're all fucking with their ties all the time. They're always fucking with their clothes because they're used to wearing these pajama shirts all the time. And they say, I was created on planet South America. Data's great. I was confused as to why Data didn't just flash around and break everybody's neck. Crusher eating the gum is funny. And that guy who says, it ain't bad, that's like one of the best things they've ever written. And the fact that that's Mel Torme's kid that wrote that joke is fucking great. Now, I'm still confused about how the holodeck worked back then. The reason all the people would be vaporized in there if they did something was just because like the holodeck would be resetting and it would like suck up all their biological data in with like the turds that it made all the lamps out of and stuff. It's weird that the way they're talking, like that lamp was a turd.
And it's funny too that I guess it's just the story for story's sake, but when Wesley fucked with the holodeck to save them, it's like, what if they got, just elevated in the middle of the air? Like, what if they were falling? What if they're over a volcano?
Yeah, they really lucked out. They lucked out with the snow.
Yeah,
and
like, it's cold.
I feel like if this was a later episode, like a season 5 episode, they would show a bunch of different environments. You wouldn't just see snow.
That's what I'm thinking. It's like they're still kind of testing the waters, I guess, with this.
They're trying to. What's the level of believability?
Yeah, but the interrogation scene.
I liked the interrogation scene. We need more stuff like that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like the interrogation scene and then the fish out of water stuff with Crusher chewing the gum and shit. If we had more of that, maybe this episode would have been a little better, at least to me. And then maybe more Riker diverting shit. He was diverting shit at first, but it wasn't like, I don't know, the stakes were just too high for it to be funny.
And and that's the other thing. It really did seem like the stakes were so high and they're joking around for most of it that I didn't really buy the drama. Like, I didn't know, even though they said, oh, these bugs are real killers if you say the wrong thing. It's like, because they never showed us that, we should have at least gotten the audio of those people getting killed.
Yeah, David,
that would have been hilarious. Just like somebody going like, "Oh my God, you're killing me in the most heinous way possible. My taint. Oh my God, my taint." But yeah, like
so Event Horizon when they listen to that recording.
Oh my God, that movie's so fucking good. Okay, so I'm guessing that. So how many tiny little guns? How many tiny little purse guns that Mr. Leach is holding do you give this out of 5?
Mr. Leach, he was a good character too.
He was, and he was kind of like, yes. He was like the that guy from Maltese Falcon.
I would say probably, I don't know, maybe like 2.75.
What? Like right minus less than 3. I give it a 3.5. because of all the good acting that everybody did.
It just felt like it was missing the other sci-fi half, and then like the A plot was like, I don't know, it just wasn't carrying. The funny part though was when, Picard and all of them put their hands up and they're like, wow, this is so cool, we're getting taken hostage.
I like that, yeah.
But I don't know, maybe a little more moments like that.
Maybe
just
show us
more balancing.
Show us the fucking bugs.
Yeah, that too.
I want to see them bugs. It's like if you watch, you watch Starship Troopers, show us them bugs. Okay, so I gave it a 3.5. You gave it a 2.75. We had a fun time watching The Big Goodbye. Now, that brings us, we have time for one final segment in the show. Captain, Adam and Al are recommending things. I repeat, Adam and Al are recommending things. What do you got for us, Al?
Let's see here. Oh, yes. There is a new album from this DJ called K-Tronada. The album's called Ain't No Damn Way. It's 12 songs, a half hour, 35 minutes. Nice little, short album for the heat.
Ooh, that's like a punk rock record,
It's
dog.
pretty, it's very reminiscent of like what he used to do in his the K-Tronada was popular from his SoundCloud days in like the 2013s to the 2010s basically, and he's won Grammys, and now like his sound is pretty much standard, for R&B and like all this stuff. He's opening for Justice too in their tour through the US, which is pretty dope. But it's very like funk dancey music. I don't know. I feel like once you've heard kind of the rhythm, you get an idea of what you're in for. But yeah, it's very solid. K-Tronada, Ain't No Damn Way.
K-Tronada, Ain't No Damn Way. All right, my recommendation, I can't remember if I talked about this on the last week's or not, but goddamn, they did it. I wanted to go into this show hating it. I said, I don't care about the xenomorph from Aliens being on Earth. I think it's because the whole thing about Aliens is that the threat of the xenomorph getting to Earth is the entire tension of the first three, like the first two movies, and also I guess the fourth movie. And I was like, if they put aliens on Earth 10 years before the first movie, they're just undercutting the tension of the entire series. But God damn it, if Noah Hawley and his team didn't just fucking knock it out of the park. It is the best show I've seen in a while. It is so good and disgusting.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I recommended it last week, and I'm going to recommend it this week. I've got a different recommendation for next week, maybe. But holy crap, dude. The episode from yesterday was so goddamn good. They cliffhanger it so good. And Timothy Olyphant has a scene in last night's episode, which would, for people who are watching along, be the third episode of the series, where he channels like Seth Bullock from Deadwood and Justified from Justified. Yeah. It's so good, dude. So check out Alien Earth. And what was yours again?
It was K-Tronada, Ain't No Damn Way.
K-Tronada, Ain't No Damn Way. Get out there and get dancing. Check out Alien Earth. It's absolutely disgusting. And come back next week where we discuss a classic Star Trek The Next Generation episode with Data Lore.
Dun, dun, dun.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Peace out.
Bye. 131. Trek in the Valley is brought to you by Adam Ordall-Quinnell and Al Hirt. The theme was produced by Al. The episodes are engineered by Adam. You can email the podcast at trekinthevalley@gmail.com, or you can search for us on Bluesky and Facebook as Trek in the Valley and follow us over there. Please be sure to like, subscribe, rate, review, whatever you do on your podcast apps. It really helps us out. And never forget, always explore strange new fucking worlds.